beauties, welcome back to Casey's Beautiful Lifestyle. I am Kalonda Casey and I am so happy you are here with me today. I would just love it if you would subscribe and hit that bell so you will be notified every time I release a video. I want to thank you for coming along on this journey with me because you all are just becoming a little tight-knit family and I just enjoy this so much. And remember, I'm on other forms of social media. I have TikTok, I have Instagram, I have Facebook, and I link that below in my comments. And so catch me on those because those daily videos are a lot of fun and you get to see a little bit more of what I'm going through on a day-to-day basis. I will tell you this, I'm trying out for me, first time, magnetic lashes. I've been very hesitant to put on magnetic lashes. I'm going to try them out. I'm going to see how they are. I want to talk to you about my gray journey, my silver journey, and what made me do it, and what has been good for me and what has not been good for me. First of all, my word for 2021 is freedom. And it's so funny to me that back almost a year ago, I decided I was tired of being tied to have to get my hair colored every 4 weeks. I wanted more freedom. Isn't that weird how that all came full circle? During the shutdown, I could not go to my hairdresser because nothing was open. And so, man, did I get a reality check of what my roots really looked like. And the more I would look at them, the more it would remind me of my mama. And she had the most beautiful white, silver white hair. My mama was very fashionable in her earlier age, and then when she decided to quit doing her hair, it was kind of a shock to all of us because she had red hair. Why did I decide to go natural? Well, there are a few things that I decided that I no longer wanted to do. I wanted the freedom of not having to go every 4 weeks to get my hair colored. And I have been doing that for many years. I believe I found my first gray hair around the age of 14 to 15 years old. My dad was premature gray and my mom had a lot of gray, and it was just inevitable that I was going to follow in those footsteps. And by the time I was 18 years old, and that you have to remember, I'm 60, I frosted my hair. Yes, that's what we called it. We put the cap on and we pulled the hair through the little holes, and then so basically it was highlighting, but it was called frosting. It was different. And that was when my hair coloring journey started. By the time I was in my early 20s, I was coloring my hair every single month. I couldn't go longer than 5 weeks. I couldn't go longer than 5 weeks because the gray was coming through with a vengeance, especially after I had my children. And so I just accepted it and was like, oh well. And I at first started coloring my hair at home, and because, you know, we didn't have a lot of money and I couldn't go to the hair salon, and then periodically I would go to the hair salon and let them clean up all the crazy mistakes I had made over the, you know, time frame of coloring my own hair at home, because my hair always pulled really red and or brassy, and I think you know what I'm talking about. If you ever dyed your hair at home, you may have run into some of these same problems. Anyway, So I just couldn't ever get away from going to the hair salon. It was just something I always had to do. During the pandemic shutdown, I really got to see, to be honest with you, I never really even knew what color my hair was. And in my late 30s, I did try to do this journey, but I wasn't ready for it. I remembered looking at myself saying, oh, no, this isn't going to work. So I just continued. My hair has been every color under the sun. Yes, I have been a redhead. I've been almost black. I've been auburn. I have been brown. I've been honey blonde. I've been more platinum blonde. I have, you name it. When you have a lot of gray in the roots like I did, you're trying everything you can in your power to keep them from showing, especially if you have darker hair. Then you get like that natural skunk line. You can't, it's inevitable. You can't get away from it. So that's where more highlighting came in and more, and then I made my hair even lighter so that I could go maybe just a little bit longer, but I couldn't because it still looked bad. There are good things that came out of the pandemic. There are. And for me, one of them was the freedom to realize that I wasn't going to have to color my hair much longer. I made the decision to try. I was just going to try. If I didn't like it, what was the worst thing that could happen? I would just have my hairdresser color it again. So when we finally were able to get back into the salon, and it was quite some time, I talked to my hairdresser and we decided that she was going to help me because I knew, for me personally speaking, that I wasn't going to be able to do this alone, that I was going to need help. And so it was pretty stark at first. There was a lot of bleach that went on the hair, and we just kind of took it in big girl steps. So she did put the bleach on my hair and made it blonde, much blonder, and we just started working with it. I couldn't have done it without her. There was no way. I wasn't that person that could wear hats through this whole process. I didn't want to. I wanted the help, and I know that there's a lot of hate out there about people that are like, just do it, you don't need help, just do it. So what if you look bad for a year? Well, I wasn't willing to look bad for a year because I'm a makeup artist, so I needed help, and I didn't have the type of hair where the gray just grew in. I just had like the big skunk line. And so I'm going to be inserting a lot of pictures over my gray journey. But I am here to tell you, I am 90% there. Most everything you see on my hair is my own natural color. I have a little bit of the blonde still here on the ends. Now, I did the video on how I take care of my hair, and that was super, super helpful. So if you haven't seen that, go back and look at those, go back and watch that video so that you can watch that, because those products really do help. And my hair is, and I'm going to tell you something else about my hair. It's healthy. It's super healthy. It's easier to work with. It's just this beautiful silver. I'm so happy I've done this. First of all, let's talk about this. It's a very personal thing to go gray. The other thing I want to talk to you about is you are going to have haters in your life. You are going to have people say to you, I would never do that. that's fine. But it's really interesting how people will say things to you when you're going through your journey. You will have people who will be your biggest cheerleader, and they'll say, oh my gosh, I wish I could do that. I am so jealous. But my gray is not that color. You will have people who will say, I can't do it. My gray is not silver. It's a really ugly salt and pepper, and I think it will make me look mousy. That's fine. That's fine. Everybody has the right to do what they want to do. But for me, it was all about the freedom. It was just about freedom, and I wanted to do it. And I felt like my hair would look like my mama's, and I am right. It's that really pretty silver, and I'm so happy I did it. I'm just gonna tell you this. I've always gotten nice compliments about my hair. I have thick, coarse hair, and I can do a lot with it. It's just the way it is. I've always had nice compliments. Now I have amazing compliments. I have people approach me in the grocery store and say, I love your hair. I love what you've done. Good for you. I'm thinking about doing it too. So maybe they'll watch this YouTube video and maybe they'll be convinced that it's time for them to do it. I didn't start until it's been over a year. So I was 59 when I started, and I decided that it was just time for me to do it. Am I always gonna be this way? I think so. I really do. I like it. It works for me, and so yes, I think I will. It's not an easy process. There were days I doubted it. I mean, seriously doubted what I was doing. So just know that you're gonna have those days too if this is your journey. If this is what you want to do, you will have days, and you will probably have weeks like that. And thank God I had a great hairdresser. I mean, she's a friend. She is amazing. She helped me through it so much, and I know I couldn't have done it without her. So anyway, I'm gonna go through this. I'm going to be inserting pictures of my journey, and I will be doing voiceovers to talk about what I was thinking during that time and what I was really doing. What I forgot to mention is that when I finally got back in to see my hairdresser, I had her go ahead and color my roots. And it was after that appointment that I said, oh my gosh, what have I done? I really liked what I was seeing, and now here we are starting all over again. So my first official month starting this was April 2020, and my hair was a honey blonde. Month 2 wasn't terrible. I actually liked the way my hair looked. As you can tell, my hair really looked a lot lighter. It almost looked like I had gone out and highlighted it, but that was what was beginning to happen with so much gray in my hair. I would go to the hair salon and I would color my hair, and within a couple of weeks, it didn't look like there was much color left on it because the gray was so incredibly strong at that point. Month 3 is when I really started noticing the gray coming through, but it still looked pretty because I had that honey blonde highlights still going on in my hair. So I didn't mind it so much. It looked okay to me. Month 4 is when I really started to notice the grays coming in very strongly. And I started styling my hair different to try and camouflage that line. The line is what was really hard for me. Month 5 is when you're going to see a huge difference in the color of my hair. This is when the bleach came out and heavy highlights came in, and we started working that gray line into my hair, and I think she did a really good job disguising that.
Month 6 was a turning point. I really cut my hair short and decided that we were going to continue to go really light so that I wouldn't have to put up with that line. I didn't want that through my whole journey. Some women do it, I just couldn't. But I really liked the way my hair looked in this one picture. Month 7 was kind of a breaking point for me. I almost caved in and went back to color, but I just felt deep in my heart that if I just got through a few weeks, that things would start to look up, and sure enough, they did. I think month 8 was when I really started to love my hair. I loved the color. I loved how everything started to come together. I felt like the gray and the bleaching process were now all one, and I really liked my cut. I liked how easy it was to style, and I just overall liked it a lot. Month 9 was absolutely my favorite month during this whole process. I loved my hair. It was so easy to work with. I remember our Christmas pictures, and I loved the way my hair looked, and I loved the color. It was just one of my favorite months, and I knew I had crossed over that hurdle, and I was on my way. The 10th month was such a fun month. We decided it was time to cut my hair shorter, to get the bleach off the ends, and to bring the gray towards those ends. I loved this fun, spunky, sassy look. It was a great month. In month 11, I couldn't believe how pretty my hair was turning out to be, and we didn't use any more bleach products on my hair. From then on out, it was just an occasional rinse to keep the yellow from coming through, and it really did work. I loved my hair. Month 12 took me back to the hairdresser for a very short, spunky, and fun haircut. As I said, for month 11, no more bleaching, just an occasional rinse, and I really loved how my hair was looking at this point. April brought my 1-year anniversary, and when I look at the before and after picture, I can't believe how far my hair came in 1 year. Wow, I am so happy that I took this plunge and I followed my journey, and I just feel better about it each and every day. Thank you, friends, for allowing me to share my silver journey with you. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to reach out to me. I would love to help you with your silver journey.
I'd like to sign off saying stay well and be blessed, and I'll see you the next time.